Okay, anybody who's involved in investing or the markets, well, we all remember 10 years ago today, an already catastrophic global financial crisis was now spinning out of control. And with it was the Dow Jones. You can see there, that's where they used to do the big board in those days. It's all after 48 hours from the collapse of Lehman Brothers. Now, a decade on, and Claire Sebastian talks to some of those who were there and about the legacy of those dark days and the lessons that we may or may not have learned.
What I remember is continual vigilance, trips up and down the hall with Chairman Bernanke.
I think a lot of us on Wall Street were in stunned disbelief.
We were all in shock, so honestly, we were not thinking.
For those who lived through it, the failure of an American investment bank has shaped a decade.
Until that evening, none of us really believed that bankruptcy was an option.
The night before the news broke, Mohamed Gramet, then head of emerging markets at Lehman, went back to pick up his things.
That sign was always in my desk, and I loved it, so I just took it with me.
10 years on, that building is owned by Barclays, and Gramet is running his own investment firm.
Are we going to have another Lehman 2.0 crisis? Highly unlikely, because the banks are safer, they have more capital now, less leverage, more stable funding.
Donald Cohn, then vice chair of the Federal Reserve, says that's because the regulators stepped in with lasting reforms.
I think one of the really positive innovations of the crisis were the stress tests of the banks. The better the economy, the tougher the stress test should be.
His message to today's regulators:
don't get complacent.
Longtime Wall Street strategist Sam Stovall says investors should have taken heed of that 10 years ago.
I think that one of the reasons that we fell as far as we did is because people just went too far out on the risk curve. They felt that we were in a new economy, that we were not going to see the kind of declines that we had before.
He believes the trauma of 2008 has actually made today's traders more careful, even in this record-breaking bull market.
It's still a very unloved bull market, I think, because people do remember what happened 10 years ago. They have to wait 20, 25 years for all those memories to be washed away.
These veterans of one crisis are all on the lookout for signs of the next.
Corporate debt, particularly debt of riskier corporations, which are being made increasingly and packaged.
Every recession since 1960 was preceded by a double-digit decline in housing starts. We're not there yet, but we are seeing declines.
Emerging markets, high yield, some parts of frontier markets. For me, that's the next subprime.
While much has now been rebuilt since 2008, for Mohamed Gramet, one thing may be permanently lost.
Banking is about trust, and if you don't have trust, everything evaporates.
Do you think the trust in the banking system has been rebuilt since then?
No, I don't think so.
Claire Sebastian, CNN, New York.